More than 70 years ago, members of the Johnson and Talanda families purchased a third of an acre on Gourdneck Lake in Vicksburg, where they built a modest cottage with 145 feet of lake frontage. It's here in this remote lakefront setting that these two extended families have celebrated weddings, the birth of children and grandchildren, mourned the loss of loved ones, and made lasting memories since 1949. In 1961, Kalamazoo County purchased 210 acres surrounding the Talanda Johnson cottage to establish Prairie View County Park. When the park opened 2 years later in 1963, the cottage became situated in the far northeast corner of the park, far removed from the park's main amenities, in an area rarely used by visitors and seldomly maintained by the Kalamazoo County Parks Department. Shortly after Kalamazoo County purchased the land, the county decided to seek condemnation of the Talanda Johnson property. Ultimately, the county and the families reached a settlement agreement in 1963. As part of the settlement, the families allowed the county to enjoy use of its lawfully deeded right-of-way in exchange for an easement to access the cottage property along the park road created by Kalamazoo County. This required that the families enter their property through a locked gate with keys provided by the county. For decades, the Talanda Johnson families and the county have coexisted peacefully. The family have been good stewards and neighbors, not only to the park and to the county, but to nearby private property owners on Gourdneck Lake. But for approximately the past 5 years, Kalamazoo County has been on a crusade in an effort to deprive the families of their lawful right to enjoy their property, despite having been rebuffed by the courts at every turn. First, in 2017, the county threatened to lock the families out of the park unless they sold the property to them for $60,000, an amount far below fair market value. The families obtained a court order which prevented the county from locking the park gates. Next, in 2019, the county passed a condemnation resolution behind closed doors without giving the family or the public an opportunity to comment. A judge quashed the resolution, ruling that the county was in violation of the Open Meetings Act.
Two families have owned a portion of land on lakefront property in Prairie View Park for more than 5 decades.
But now that land is in jeopardy of being taken away.
The Heater, Johnson and Talanda families are fighting Kalamazoo County, claiming the county is trying to take portions of land that they've owned for more than 50 years.
Also in 2019, the county tried to persuade a Kent County probate judge that the 1963 settlement agreement gave them a right to purchase the land. The court found no such right existed, but instead only a right to make an offer. The county made a purchase offer for the property, which has been refused. Now, after rejecting the county's offer, the family is being threatened once again to have their cottage forcibly taken away through the powerful weapon of eminent domain, which requires the Board of Commissioners' approval.
The battle between two West Michigan families and Kalamazoo County continues over a sliver of property in Prairie View County Park that has been in the family's name for more than 50 years.
This cottage is located about a mile back from the park's entrance at the very back on Gourdneck Lake. The Johnson Talanda property is just a sliver of the northeast side.
The county's behavior is egregious, greedy, and a waste of valuable taxpayer resources. Shame on Kalamazoo County for their overbearing and relentless attack on the sacrosanct property rights of honest, hardworking taxpayers who want to continue their family legacy in order to promote family values, something so desperately needed in today's world. The citizens of Kalamazoo County deserve answers to the following questions. What's the necessity for this action when precious resources are scarce and could be used for more valuable endeavors? How much will a condemnation action cost the taxpayers of Kalamazoo County? Considering that if the county were successful in the case, the law requires compensation to landowners in the amount of 125% of market value. In today's real estate market, the county is likely to pay legal fees and compensation to acquire the property for over $1 million. The county already owns 210 acres and over 8,000 feet of shoreland, which is largely underutilized. Is this really necessary?
The Gourdneck Lake Association, where the home is located, is speaking out in opposition for the first time.
Is this greed or need? Our family believes that this condemnation case is rooted in greed.
My grandma and grandpa, may they rest in peace, never would have wanted this to happen.
For an hour and a half, and more than a dozen people speaking out against the commissioners' move to purchase a property. Commissioners ultimately siding with them and tabling the issue for another day.
Please call and email your district's county commissioner urging them not to pursue condemnation of the Talanda Johnson property in the far corner of Prairie View County Park.